One of the cores at the center of all spiritualities, but particularly Christian spirituality, is to not judge. Jesus says in several places, do not judge so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get. Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, let me take the speck out of your eye, while the log is in your own eye? First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye. I suspect that many people feel that interpret this from a perspective of sin, that all of us are sinful, and so we're in no position to judge our neighbor. But that's not a very helpful perspective, I think, to bring to your spirituality. And if we're thinking of spirituality as changing counterproductive or harmful attitudes and behaviors, well, isn't thinking of yourself as sinful in a bad way counterproductive and harmful? A better way would be through meditation, because in meditation we come face to face with the narrative that's running in our mind. For example, certain people may get you upset and make you want to judge them. Either they're sloppy or pushy or bossy or lazy or laughing all the time or yelling all the time or something else that just triggers something in you. And you judge them for behaving badly, for annoying you. But in meditation, you can bring yourself face to face with what is it that hooks me about that behavior, and realize that it's you, the log in your own eye, the darkness in your own heart that causes you to be hooked by them and not them per se. Now, of course, there are behaviors that deserve judgment: murder and rape and abuse and denigration, these sorts of things. But most of the judging that most of us do in our lives is a split-second thing. Someone does something, someone says something, and we judge them in a bad way. So, in your meditation practice this week, rather than thinking of how bad you are for judging people, instead, try to get behind the judgment. So, reflecting back on an episode where you've judged someone, pausing, sitting, getting into your breath, centering down, and then following the narrative behind what it is that angers you or upsets you or puts you off base or repels you about this person's behavior. Not this person, but their behavior. And then see how you can unpack that narrative. Because that's the pulling of the log out of your own eye. If you were just sinful and bad, there's nothing you can do about that, because that's up to God. But if you have something blocking your vision, you can do something about that. And then you will see everyone else as working through the exact same sorts of things that you are, but you'll have compassion because you have done the work and known how challenging it is to stop that cycle of the narrative going through your mind. So I invite you to practice this. Pause when you find yourself judging someone and see what the narrative is, if you can get at the narrative behind what's causing that judgment. May God bless you in this effort.